this damage, gotta heal this damage. Oh,
Hey Chronicle Nation, welcome back to chapter 13. Today we're talking about people, patterns, and potential. And this is a part of our Fight Promoter series, and I really want to get down to the nuts and bolts because as people, Chronicle Nation, we're habitual. It is why we brush our teeth every morning and shower every morning. We have patterns that we do consistently because it helps us to live, to be functional. But our minds are like computers that remember things. They help us to get through the day. They help us be successful on our jobs. But because of that, they can also do damage. Part of the problem is that when we go through difficult times in life, sometimes, Chronicle Nation, we develop unhealthy patterns. And we work them over and over and over and over again in response to whatever stimulus that we may be facing. And a lot of times in life, we learn these things when we're young. And so we face these things when we're young, when our systems aren't fully developed and we're not fully developed people. And we continue on and on and on into our adolescence and our adulthood. And anytime that stimulus comes in our life and it's triggered, we default to our default system. For some of us, it's anger. For some of us, it's to control. For some of us, it's to shut down. Any of these things, Chronicle Nation, are patterns that if they don't change, if we don't stop them, if we don't allow God to change them in us, we will fail to realize our potential. We will see them damage us at work. We will see them damage us in our relationships. We will see them damage us in ways in our lives that sometimes we may not even see. I saw it in my own life. See, Chronicle Nation, I've been married before. I got married when I was 20 years old, and I didn't understand these things that I'm sharing with you. I had nobody to tell me. I learned through reading. I learned through sitting down with counselors. I learned through the Word of God to understand that I had negative patterns that I learned in my childhood. In Chronicle Nation, one of them was to be a yeller and a screamer. I was surgical. I was strategic with my words. And the damage I did to my ex-wife and my children was catastrophic in some ways. Never with my fists, never with my hands. But I want to tell you, sometimes the pain that we inflict with our words, Chronicle Nation, are worse than any physical abuse we could ever do. And I was good at that. But here's the thing. As a young boy, I saw my father be this way with my mother. And he was that way with me and my siblings. In Chronicle Nation, I developed that habit myself. And I used it over and over and over and over again until it was a part of me. In Chronicle Nation, it was inhibiting my potential. It was destroying my relationships. It was destroying my life. Until I understood that if I was going to realize the potential of my life, I had to break the negative patterns in my life and be the man God called me to be. So God took me through a breaking season. I began to fast and I began to pray because I saw the damage of the patterns, the negative patterns that were formed in my adolescence. I saw how they had wreaked havoc on every relationship in my life. In Chronicle Nation, I wouldn't be the man I am today. I have an amazing wife, I have an amazing marriage, and my wife and I, we're not yellers and screamers. We communicate, even through the difficult times. We talk and we communicate. And I learned that through allowing God to infiltrate my life and show me a better way. And that's really what these sessions in our Fight Promoter series are about, is showing you a better way. You have to understand the damage that your words will do. You have to understand that. And I told you last session, and I want to reiterate it, it is a crop that sometimes you don't see right away. But let me tell you something. You plant that seed of anger and harsh words in the heart of a woman, she may forgive you, but it'll take her a long time to forget, if she ever will. That is not a crop that you want to harvest. And you don't want your potential for your life and your job and your career and your relationships to be stunted because you refuse to allow God to change you. And so today's session about people, our patterns, and our potential is about you and I coming to a place where we say, God, I want you to change me. I realize the damage that my words and my actions have done. And I've learned these things as a young person. I've learned to get by. I've learned to protect that little boy or that little girl so much that I've developed negative patterns. And now I realize that those systems are outdated. I live in a new world and those systems are outdated. And now I have to allow God to update my systems so that I can operate in the newness of life. The Bible tells us in Romans 12:1 and 2, to be not conformed to the world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of our mind. So Chronicle Nation, I'm going to ask you today, are you a conformer or are you going to be transformed? Are you going to allow God to conform you, or the world to conform you, where you shrink back into your old ways to become less of yourself? Or are you going to allow God to transform you where you step forward in the newness of life that God has for you? That's your choice. But it's your potential that you're robbing yourself of if you don't choose to allow God to transform you. God bless you, Chronicle Nation. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for checking out our website, thejosephchronicles.com. Thank you for checking us out on Pinterest, checking us out on Instagram and Twitter. We are trying to infiltrate every piece of social media because we want to speak into your life. We are about purpose here. And we love you guys and your support. Thank you for those of you that watch our videos. Thank you for those of you that are praying for us. We love you and we appreciate it. Until next time, talk to you soon. Bye.